A touch with the wild. When Mr. DoUNoIt was released in the wild, he was kinda confused. So many species around him, all of them his potential friends. He didn't know where to start. Mr. DoUNoIt himself was just a robot, an android created to connect with the animals and help them. So, as he walked through the woods, he just tried to do his job and find his first new friend. It was a rabbit, small, with grey fur. It was hiding in a bush. As the robot approached the little animal, it got scared and decided to run off. But then Mr. DoUNoIt said to it in its own language, "Don't worry, I'm not a threat. I'm just here to talk." "To talk?" The rabbit was surprised. "Talk about what?" "About you and your nature. I can be useful with some interesting facts." The answer of the robot was immediate. "Let's begin with me saying how impressed I am with your sight. You saw me even though I wasn't in front of you. As a rabbit, do you know that your kind can see in nearly 360 degrees?" "No, I didn't know it, but I guess it is really something useful." "Yes, it is. It will probably be the same with the next fact about you. You have long teeth, my friend, but you should know that rabbit teeth never stop growing. It is recommended for you to chew more solid food and even some wooden things sometimes, so you wouldn't have a problem with too long teeth." "Useful information, indeed," the rabbit said. "But why are you telling me all of this? I'm just an ordinary stranger to you." "My mission is to help," Mr. DoUNoIt answered. "I have plenty of beneficial facts about nature encoded in my own self, and I'm glad to share it with everyone who needs it." "Thank you." The rabbit was kind of grateful. "But I'm busy now and I have to go. Maybe we can meet each other again someday." "If not with me, you can meet with another one of my kind. And we're all connected in the same network." "Network? I suppose it's something the spiders do. Maybe you should go to the one in the old walk I just passed by. Your facts about networks could be useful to him too. Goodbye, my friend." "Goodbye." The robot decided not to explain to the rabbit what network actually meant in the world of humans and androids. The animal looked really busy. So the smart machine headed to the nearby log in order to meet his next new friend, the spider. "Hello," the robot greeted the much smaller creature. "I'm sorry, I should probably get closer for you to see me. Unlike rabbits, spiders are nearsighted." "Who are you?" the spider asked. "My name is Mr. DoUNoIt, and I'm a robot. My mission is to communicate with some non-human species and tell them useful facts." "What could you tell me that could be useful?" "Well, let me continue with what we just started. Your sight. Do you know that even though you're nearsighted, your type of spiders, jump spiders, can see more colors than humans do?" "No, that's a new one for me." "Also, your web is something so strong for your weight. Humans cannot do something like that by themselves. It's like producing steel only with their hands." "Well, I guess I can be proud that humans are not as good as me in some aspects. But still, they're dominant over my kind, as you probably know." "As your type is dominant over other kinds," Mr. DoUNoIt noted. "Many species knew before you and your web, my dear." "Yes, I suppose so. But that reminds me that I have to check my web on the other side of the walk. It was nice meeting you, Mr. DoUNoIt." "Me too," the robot replied with a smile, then headed to the river nearby. Meanwhile, many other species of the forest followed the android. They were intrigued with his powers after what they heard during his conversations with the rabbit and the spider. Some of them even shared the information with others. As he approached the water, Mr. DoUNoIt stopped there and asked the first fish he saw. "Hello, my friend. Do you have a minute?" "Yes, of course," the fish answered. "I'm here to talk to you about your nature. Let me tell you a fun fact about your kind. Did you know that your speed can be remarkable? Some of your kind could reach over 50 and even 60 miles per hour." "Oh, really?"
This will potentially help my self-esteem next time somebody tries to catch me.
The fish answered.
What about my speed?
Suddenly, Mr. DoUnoIt heard this voice in the air. It was a curious bee, as curious as the other species who started asking questions in the next minutes.
And what about my sight?
What about my teeth? Tell me more about my fur.
Please tell me more about my feet.
About my ears?
But my head.
Of course, Mr. DoUnoIt answered, and answered, and answered, as its mission was. But as the hours passed, he started to dysfunction. His processor wasn't made for such a hard job, so at one point, he just shut down. The hundreds of animal species around him were not very happy with that. Some of them hit him, others pushed him in different directions, but he couldn't turn on. So at the end, some of them kicked him in the water and left him there. Sometime later, two men came here to look for him. Poor Mr. DoUnoIt, one of them said. Maybe we could repair him. He's too damaged. We have many like him, let's not bother. He can sleep for a little while, was the answer of the other one. They took the machine out of the water and put it in a metal box with a scrap label on it. But as they sent him to the place where these types of broken mechanics usually go, nobody didn't expect that actually Mr. DoUnoIt was still awake. He was awake in the mind of all of these animals he had helped in the forest. Grateful or not, they made him feel fulfilled. One day, Mr. DoUnoIt was repaired. The first thing he did while awakening was to put a smile on his face.